First and foremost, we need to make sure that law enforcement is supported, is properly trained, can deal with crises. We need to make sure that some of that training even extends out to whether it's the governor, all the way down to those that have to address crises and issues. Teachers, parents. I mean, we need to make sure that everyone understands what to do in some of these crisis situations. We've been fortunate in the state so that we have not had some of these real tragic events that we see across the country. God bless it. But we have to have a leadership that knows that at any moment, this could strike us. We are not immune, and you need leadership that's going to make hard decisions and make sure the training and the resources is exactly where it needs to be, so when the time comes, we can respond appropriately.
You know, parents in New Hampshire shouldn't have to kiss their kids to sleep every night with words like San Bernardino and Orlando and Sandy Hook hanging over their heads. I was a new dad when Sandy Hook happened, and the passion that I feel on this issue is in part informed by that. The fact is that there's more we can do to strengthen basic common sense gun violence prevention laws that are completely consistent with the Second Amendment, which I, as a gun owner myself, support and exercise. I was one of the first in our state to say that New Hampshire should join the other states in New England to share data about individuals who've been found by a court to be potentially a threat to themselves or others because of their mental health condition. And that's something that now we're doing as a state. I think it's the right direction. We also need to ensure we have universal background checks, that we don't have weapons of war on our streets. Some of that will take work from the federal government because obviously we have close relationships with businesses and communities across our borders in Vermont and in Maine. But if Washington refuses to act, we also need to have the courage to move forward in New Hampshire in a way that's consistent with the Second Amendment traditions that I personally exercise and we support in our state.